Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this video is all about the films that I saw in 2016 that I either liked, didn't like, thought I'd comment, talk about it.
Man, there was like a lot of stuff that like you didn't even see, man. You can't even come up and you're talking like you know about things like you some sort of crazy savant on movies when you ain't even seen half the stuff, man. You seen lots of stuff with things blowing up. You seen lots of superhero movies, man. How is that supposed to give everybody a well-rounded view of what happened in 2016?
Let's go. So yeah, 2016, big hits, big misses. I'm just gonna talk about all the stuff just off the top of my head. It's not how it all came out. We're gonna start with Deadpool.
Man, Deadpool was crazy, man.
All right, Ryan Reynolds threw that R-rated stuff in our face.
Crazy mad.
I absolutely loved it.
Brother was flipping.
I laughed.
Cutting, slicing dudes up.
It was exciting. It was funny.
Cartwheeling.
Best interpretation of Colossus. Best representation of the Mansion and the X-Men and how all that.
It was outstanding.
I'm just throwing that at you, man. Deadpool, if you haven't seen it, check it out. R-rated, superhero, nastiness, fun, dirty jokes, the whole bit.
Man, Deadpool was dope.
Batman versus Superman. Okay, so
yeah, man, BVS, that was crazy, man.
I generally love all of Zack Snyder's movies. I'm gonna try and stay positive on this channel. There were some good points in it. Ben Affleck's Batman was definitely dope.
Batman was just jumping on dudes. Bah, bah, bah.
The older, grizzled,
shooting dudes
on the edge of, insanity Batman.
Throwing dudes, blowing up cars. Bah, bah, bah.
For this one, this didn't get any of my votes at all.
Blowing up dudes, saving people. Oh my God. Oh my God, that I didn't like this movie.
I was really bitterly disappointed with this one. I did not like this movie, but there were some bits in it that I did like. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, I thought she was wonderful. I thought Henry Cavill's Superman was absolutely brilliant. So let's just put it out there that I just didn't like this film, which is a shame. I love Man of Steel. Shame. I was really expecting a lot better than what I got. What we all got, I guess, but that's just my take on it. Ghostbusters. I actually didn't mind this movie. Was it brilliant? No. Did it ruin my childhood? No. I do love the original Ghostbusters movie. It was one of the classic comedies of the 80s, and to be honest, I loved the originality of it. This film, however, wasn't really very original. The problem that I had with the film is that there's two films here. Improvisational comedy. Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones. At one point, they all had me giggling. Ed Begley Jr. got me in stitches early on in the movie. It's a very silly film. And then when you try to maybe retell the Ghostbusters story, but not retell it, but tell it, it just didn't work for me. What I thought it was going to be when I heard that all the other guys were going to be playing cameos was that this film was going to be almost Ghostbusters 3. That we were going to have all of the things that happened in New York years ago, and now a new team of Ghostbusters, and, they eventually run into a lot of the older characters. That wasn't what this film was. I did laugh. Some of the ghosts were pretty good, but on the whole, bit of a miss, guys. Sorry. Missed opportunity. Speaking of missed opportunities, Warcraft. Warcraft! I played World of Warcraft for many years. I was a big fan of the game. Still am, but I don't play it anymore. But I know there's millions of people out there that do. And they were probably looking forward to this movie more than I was. And they probably were a lot more steeped in the lore. For mine, I didn't find it to be a very engaging movie. Talk about Warcraft! Considering someone who played the game, if you're looking at it from a perspective of somebody who didn't play the game, this probably wasn't the best thing. I was looking more maybe of what the Lord of the Rings trilogy was to a degree. You get a druid, you get a mage, you get a warrior, you get a thief or whatever. They all team up, they all go on a quest, whatever. I thought that was going to be a bit more of what this was about. Instead, we have a very much an origin story.
I was sleeping!
For a possible...
I was sleeping!
You got, you got an origin story for maybe a bunch of films that people don't want.
They needed to blow up more stuff.
I'm choking because I'm saying negative things. Star Trek Beyond. I loved the J.J. Abrams reboot. I am a huge fan of Star Trek and Star Wars. I don't differentiate. I love both of them. It's just like Marvel and DC. I don't fight about that either. Guys, I didn't mind this one either. I thought it was actually very good.
Wait. Hold up, everybody. Hold up. I'm Idris Elba. Watch me.
I have makeup on. I am a villain.
Why they gotta do that to that brother? That brother's one of the most handsome black men on the planet. They gonna mess him up. Talk about,
I am counting on it.
But I did like Star Trek Beyond.
he couldn't talk with them teeth in his face.
It was very much like a very old episode of Star Trek, like the original series.
Why'd you tell him?
You know, where you have your captain's log and so forth, and then they have an adventure, and yeah.
Idris, man, I love you, dog.
Self-contained, all-in-one film. It's great.
Why'd you tell him? I don't want to wear these teeth, man.
R.I.P. Anton Yelchin. Suicide Squad. This was a well sort of discussed film as well, along with Ghostbusters. Back in the 80s, I actually was a big fan of the Suicide Squad. I still have the comics when John Ostrander took over. The story, which was basically about supervillains that were trying to get reduced sentences or possible pardons by going on extremely dangerous missions. Obviously, that would be suicide. I loved the first trailer of this film.
Suicide Squad!
I thought it looked like it was going to be really dark and really sort of gritty.
Suicide Squad!
And they hinted at that in the film, but they just didn't go there.
Let me tell you about Suicide Squad!
Major props to Will Smith. I thought he was very good as Deadshot. I loved once again seeing Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought that was a very nice little sort of touch. Beautiful Flash cameo. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn was exquisite. It's fantastic. Beautifully deranged and crazy. Along those same notes, a lot of people didn't like Jared Leto's Joker. Now, I ain't gonna tell you about Suicide Squad. I didn't mind it. It was just a different interpretation of the Joker. You know, I'm sure people are going to have their debates about this. I didn't mind it. I'm a big fan of the Joker and what he represents, and I thought that he did bring a very different side to it. I liked Katana, even though she didn't have a lot to do. Rick Flag was great. Cara Delevingne's Enchantress was good, but yeah, we wouldn't even need to go into all of that. I'm not getting into spoilers or anything. So we got, Viola Davis's Amanda Waller was dope. Now that's Amanda Waller. There were a lot of things about this movie I did really like. The one thing that I did like about this film more than anything else was El Diablo. I thought what he did in this film was absolutely brilliant. It was a very, very nice turn, and I thought we were going to get a lot more of this. Same with Killer Croc. Loved what they did there, man, but there just wasn't enough of the cat, man. It was a shame, man. I think it's a missed opportunity. The DCU had a good chance this year to really kick things off in both films, BVS and Suicide Squad, even though they made a lot of money and probably pissed off a lot of the critics and so forth and a lot of fans. I think they could have done a better job, and I hope, to be fair, that they do a better job in the future. One of the silliest films this year that I wound up liking, even though I never would like this, was XMen Apocalypse.
XMen Apocalypse!
I know.
That movie was stupid!
I know, right?
That was so stupid!
XMen Apocalypse I thought was really crazy. I thought it was closer to what I wanted an X-Men movie to be, which was, the mansion, the so forth. I'm rambling here.
Did you see Oscar Isaac? Did you see Oscar Isaac? That boy is bad news, man. And I love Oscar Isaac, man, but I tell you what, he looked all...
But I guess what I was getting at is that I loved the newer versions of the characters. I was never a fan of the original sort of Cyclops and James Marsden threw down. I thought that the newer version, hope he gets another go. I thought it was great. I thought the girl that played Storm was great. The young Jean Grey. It was beautiful to see Fassbender again. Beautiful to see McAvoy again.
No, man, nah. What you talking about, B? Hold up. Let me do a Charles Xavier. Ah!
Oh God, and let's talk about that Weapon X cameo. It was big. It was really big. I thought a lot of the action sequences are pretty cool. But look, as stupid as it was and as preposterous as it was, I actually came away going, I didn't mind that at all. Nah, man, nah. What you talking about, B? You talking crazy? That movie was weak. Different category now. R-rated comedies, Grimsby or The Brothers Grimsby, Sacha Baron Cohen, Mark Strong. My God, I saw it with a friend of mine, a couple of friends, an Englishman who is from Manchester, and another Australian guy, and we just absolutely loved it. Saw Sausage Party. I thought that was very, very funny, very bizarre. That's nasty what they did with them foods and things, dog. Sure, it was a bit of a one-joke film, but it made me laugh a lot. I hope you sleep well at night and be surprised. I hope you sleep well at night. Doctor Strange. I'm Doctor Strange! Marvel at this point, they can do no wrong in my book. The thing that I really did like about this film was the way that they just shifted from just a basic stand-up punching fight.
I'm the Ancient One.
To using magic to run up walls.
I'm the Ancient One.
And sort of, you know, cartwheel around and create weapons out of magic and, you know, using bits of walls or flooring. But shut up! Thought, yes, there was the big bad in the end, the big villain, but, you know, once again, I thought it was very clever how they dealt with him. I thought the third act sort of final battle was very good, and it wasn't afraid to take chances in being very, very trippy, and this film was. Man, give me some more of that Black Panther! With my favorite film of all the year. Bring it, Prince T'Challa! You got a vibranium suit! Yes, Captain America, Civil War. I thought the Russo brothers brought together some of the most amazing images. Dude was on foot! Nearly caught a dude on a motorcycle! And you know, since he was running, ain't no way Captain America's gonna catch that black man. They told a very good story. He be fast with the superhero syndrome and all that stuff, superhero serums that S.H.I.E.L.D. gave him. This was not the Civil War that was in the comics. But he ain't gonna catch no brother running, no brother from Africa. Ain't no way. He had to get in the car and catch him. This was a very different Civil War. Falcon was flying, he barely caught him. Nobody can catch that brother. Give me some more Black Panther. When it came down to the spectacle of the big airport battle, when our heroes finally do go at it, it was worth the price of admission. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, amazing. Anthony Mackie's Falcon, hysterical, great, funny, action hero stuff. Wonderful to see the Winter Soldier. Black Panther, mwah! Thank you, Marvel. More Black Widow, please. Ooh, she fine. Please give us more Scarlet Witch. Ooh, she fine. Please give us more Vision, because they're all wonderful. Hawkeye, thank you. Oh my God, and we don't even need to talk about my boy, Scott Lang. We don't even need to talk about Paul Rudd. We don't need to talk about Ant-Man. I loved how you just shifted the whole battle, man. It was wonderful. Thank you. It was one of my highlights of 2016 because I've been watching these films for a while. I think that was like the 12th of the films, and like Doctor Strange was the 13th, but that was, my God, that was a very, very, very good film. Very tidy. I like the bit at the end. Like, you know, when the credits went rolling. Thank you.
See, and you left everything out for me. Because I'm going to give you one of my second favorite movies of the year, man. And that was Rogue One. Star Wars story. Rogue One came and dropped the bomb at the end of the year. Everybody was talking about this, that, and the other. I like this, I like that. What movies were good, what movies weren't good. Rogue One came and brought it at the end. Didn't have no Star Wars crawl. Didn't have no John Williams music. Yep, didn't even blow up a Death Star. But you know what it did have? It has some very interesting characters with dynamic scope and scale of a Star Wars universe without actually being a Star Wars movie. It jumped around a fair bit. It did all these crazy things that everybody's saying. I didn't get a chance to know this guy. I don't even know what half their names are. I don't know what nothing is. But everybody remembers K2. Everybody remembers K2. He was a badass droid. That brother was hitting dudes in the head, cracking jokes, throwing grenades, flying ships, blowing stuff up.
while making jokes. That is a robot I want. I don't want no protocol droid. I don't want no astromech droid. I don't even want no BB-8 unit. Give me a K2. Because he was big, funny, and bad. That's what I want as a droid. If he could fit in my car, I'd have him drive around, but he's too big. And I drive like a really small car. Well, I don't drive. I don't even have a car. In fact, I don't even exist. I ain't gonna spoil nothing other than to say, man, that thank God Darth Vader got a chance to be Darth Vader. Not just, you know, an old man getting kicked down some stairs. Not just the old man getting kicked down some stairs. You know, I'm talking about, you know, Darth Vader. Thank you. Thank you, Rogue One. And thank you for showing me what a crazy looking Star Wars movie could be like. Because this is what it's going to be like, everybody. For the next 30 years, we're going to get a Star Wars movie every year. We're going to get Star Wars stories. We're going to get episodes. Eventually, they may not even have a crawl. They might just make another Star Wars movie or a movie set in the Star Wars universe. Give me a Boba Fett movie? I don't think so. I don't want to see it. I want a man of mystery. Make up somebody new. Give me another K2. That's what I'm talking about. The universe is endless. Don't just keep rehashing stuff. Give us something new, baby. Thank you. Good night. And I hope your dreams are filled with lollipops, candy cane, movie ticket, popcorn, ice cream, eggs, waffles, chicken, beets, beetroot, cauliflower, and let's see what 2017 gonna throw at us. Peace!